You are a watcher on the edge of the void. Your post is one of silence. It is a place of patient observation. For months, nothing has happened. The star lanes are quiet. The great empires are content in their borders. You monitor the endless dark for anomalies, for pirates, for whispers of forgotten things. Your shift is almost over. Then a light blinks on your console. It is an unscheduled arrival, a tear in the fabric of space. Something has just jumped into your sector. It did not use a standard transit gate. It did not follow a known route. It simply appeared. A ghost arriving at a party it was not invited to. Your screen resolves the image. It is a ship, a single colossal battleship. You have never seen anything like it. Its design is ancient. The lines are both elegant and brutal. The hull is a dark, matte material. It seems to drink the light of distant stars. It bears markings on its prow. You do not recognize them at first. They are complex geometric patterns. They resonate with a forgotten authority. You run them through the historical database. The system takes a moment. It searches through trillions of forgotten files. The result sends a chill through your station. The markings belong to the Silent Empire, an empire dead for 50,000 years, an empire that ruled the galaxy with iron will. Their technology was legendary. Their power was absolute. But they vanished in an event no one understands. Now, one of their ships is here. It hangs in the void before you. A ghost ship from a dead time. Its size is staggering. It dwarfs any capital ship in the modern fleets. It could hold a small city within its frame. No lights are on. No engines burn. It drifts as if powerless. Yet it is here. It has just torn a hole in reality to arrive. That is power. Your duty is clear. You must report this. You open a channel to Sector Command. Your voice is steady, but your heart pounds against your ribs. The ghost ship has returned, and you are the first to see it. The orders come back from Sector Command. They are clipped and professional. They betray a deep-seated panic. You are to open communications, all channels, all frequencies. You are to use every standard greeting protocol. You send the hails, encrypted signals, open broadcasts, formal diplomatic requests. You even try the ancient codes for the Silent Empire, the ones found on dusty data slates. The ship remains silent. It is a mountain of metal and memory. It ignores your desperate calls. The silence is more frightening than any threat. It is absolute. It is the silence of something that does not need to speak. It knows it holds all the power. Your screen shows no energy signatures from the vessel. No shields. No weapon systems being charged. It is a cold, dead thing. Except for one small detail. A single signal emanates from its hull. It is not a reply. It is a broadcast. It pulses on every channel at once. It overrides your own systems for a second. The signal is a single, repeating tone. It is not a language. It is not a warning siren. It is a low, resonant hum. A sound that feels older than stars. It vibrates in your bones. It feels like a countdown, or perhaps a tuning fork for reality itself. You analyze the tone with your station's equipment. The computers can make no sense of it. The waveform is perfect. Too perfect. It has no distortion, no decay over distance. It is a pure concept-given sound. The experts at command are baffled. They call it the dirge. A funeral song for what is to come. For hours, you do nothing but listen. You watch the silent ship, and you listen to its one terrible note. A joke makes its way over the comms from another listening post. At least it isn't asking to renew our starship's warranty. The humor is thin. It does not break the tension. At Galactic Command, the news is spreading. The top minds of the era are gathered. Star science experts, military strategists, historians who specialize in dead empires. They watch the same image you do. The ghost ship hanging in the void. They listen to the same maddening tone. The historians are the first to truly understand. They bring up the old records, the forbidden texts. These are files kept under the highest security. They speak of the silent empire's true power. They tell tales of a single battleship, a vessel named Indomitus. It was said to be the Emperor's own blade, a ship that could end wars by its mere presence. The records claim it could destroy stars. It could move without a trace. It was a weapon beyond all reason. The star science experts had always scoffed at these stories. They called them myths, the exaggerations of a primitive age. No ship can move without an energy signature, one expert says. His voice is tight with disbelief. Its power source would be a sun. We would see it. Yet the Indomitus is there. It produces no energy that they can read. Another record is found, a fragment from a defeated enemy of the Empire. It describes the ship's arrival. It says the ship did not burn its foes. It simply willed them out of existence. This was dismissed as poetry, the ravings of a broken people. Now, the experts are not so sure. The myths feel chillingly real. The single repeating tone is mentioned in the texts. It was called the heartbeat of the end. The strategists look at the ship's position. They look at its silent, impossible existence. The dismissal of old tales turns to dread. The ghost ship is not just a relic. It is a forgotten power, a power they have no defense against. The legends they thought were myth are about to become history. The battleship begins to move. It does not fire engines. It does not disturb the space around it. It simply glides forward. Its destination becomes terrifyingly clear. It moves toward the border of the Terran hegemony, the greatest of the modern human empires. The hegemony is proud. They are powerful. They control 1,000 worlds. Their fleet is the envy of the galaxy. They do not take kindly to trespassers. The ship's course is a straight line. It is precise, unwavering. It will cross the hegemony's declared border in 2 hours. The border is known as the Crimson Line. Crossing it without permission is an act of war. The hegemony broadcasts a warning, a formal declaration: alter your course, or you will be met with force. The message is sent on all channels. It is a roar of authority, a challenge from a great power. The ghost ship does not respond. It does not alter its course. The single repeating tone is its only reply. The low hum continues its pulse. It is an answer of absolute indifference. The commander of a border patrol fleet watches his screen. Someone found the galaxy's most dangerous antique, he mutters. His officers do not laugh. The hegemony has no choice. To allow this ship to cross would be a sign of weakness. It would invite other challenges. The first hegemony fleet moves to intercept. It is a grand display of power. Dozens of cruisers, hundreds of destroyers. They form a wall of steel and fire along the Crimson Line. They are the shield of the Empire, confident in their strength. They have fought and won 100 battles. They are ready for 100 more. They wait for the silent intruder. They are prepared for a fight. They have no idea what is coming. The moment arrives. The ancient battleship reaches the Crimson Line. It does not slow. It does not hesitate. It glides across the symbolic border, an act of supreme defiance. The hegemony admiral gives the order. Fire warning shots across its bow show them we are serious. His voice echoes across the bridge of his flagship. The cruisers obey. Bright lances of energy fire through the void. They are aimed to miss. A clear, unmistakable warning. The warning shots splash against the darkness of space. They illuminate the ghost ship's immense hull. And then they are gone. The battleship does not react. It does not raise shields. There is no flicker of energy, no sign that it even noticed the attack. It is like throwing stones at a mountain. The hegemony fleet watches in stunned silence. This is not possible. Every ship has shields. Even a simple freighter has basic defenses. To not raise shields is either insanity or total confidence. The Admiral feels a prickle of fear. This is not an enemy, he understands. He orders his comms officer to send another message. You have committed an act of aggression. Power down your systems. Prepare to be boarded. This is your final warning. The message is a threat. It is a plea. The ghost ship offers only its single, humming tone in response. It continues to glide deeper into hegemony space. The fleet is forced to move with it, a school of sharks following a leviathan. The first contact was not a negotiation. It was a statement of contempt. The admiral of the hegemony fleet is out of options. His warnings were ignored. His authority was dismissed. The intruder continues its silent advance. It is now deep within their territory. He cannot allow this to continue. He consults with his command staff. Their faces are grim. The ship's lack of shields is unnerving. It breaks every rule of starship engagement. It makes no sense. It could be a trick. One captain suggests. A psychological game. The Admiral shakes his head. This is not a game. This is a challenge to our existence. He makes the only decision he believes he can. He targets a single squadron of his cruisers. Target their forward weapon emplacements. A disabling shot, fire on my command. He still hopes to cripple the ship, not destroy it. He does not want to create a martyr. He wants to capture a prize. The squadron locks its weapons. The targeting computers trace the outlines of massive cannons. Cannons that have been silent for 50,000 years. The order is given. Fire. 10 cruisers unleash their main batteries. A storm of plasma and light screams toward the ghost ship. The energy converges on a single point. It is enough firepower to gut a smaller warship, to shatter its spine. The ghost ship does something unexpected. It fires, not with its main cannons. A single small turret swivels on the dark hull. It glows with a soft blue light. It releases a projectile, a tiny spark moving at impossible speed. It is not an energy beam. It is a physical object. The hegemony commanders watch, confused. One small weapon against their combined might. The spark travels toward the incoming plasma. It does not try to intercept every shot. It flies into the very center of the volley. For a moment, nothing happens. Then, a flash of pure, white light. There is no sound in the void, but the crews on the hegemony ships feel a tremor, a shiver in the structure of reality. The light vanishes, and so does the squadron. Not just the plasma they fired. The 10 cruisers, their crews, their wreckage, everything, gone. One shot, one squadron erased from existence. The bridge of the Admiral's flagship is in chaos. Alarms blare, officers shout in disbelief. "Report!" the Admiral roars. "What happened to the 3rd squadron?" The tactical officer looks up from his console. His face is pale. "Sir, they are gone." The Admiral stares at him. "What do you mean, gone? Are they destroyed? Crippled?" The officer shakes his head. "No, sir. They are not there. The space they occupied is empty. There is no debris, no radiation. No echoes. Just nothing. The fleet is paralyzed. A full squadron of frontline cruisers. Vanished. The ghost ship's single shot had not caused an explosion. It had unwritten a piece of the universe. The admiral looks at the tactical display. The 10 friendly ship signals were simply gone, as if they had never been there. Panic begins to set in. This is not a weapon. This is something else. Something terrifyingly new, or terrifyingly old. The ghost ship continues its serene, silent journey. It has not fired again. It moves as if nothing has happened. The single humming tone is its only sound. The hegemony fleet, once a proud wall of defiance, is now a scattered collection of terrified witnesses. Their outer defenses have not just been breached. They have been shown to be utterly irrelevant. The news of the squadron's disappearance spreads like a virus. It travels through the fleet's comms, then to the wider hegemony network. On planets hundreds of light years away, people see the reports. At first, they are dismissed as errors, a technical glitch. But the reports are confirmed. An entire squadron, 10 ships, 10,000 souls, gone, in a single flash of light. Fear is a cold and powerful thing. It spreads faster than any ship. The once mighty hegemony feels that fear for the first time in centuries. Their borders, which seemed so strong, are now meaningless. The shield has been broken. The unraveling has begun. The ghost ship does not deviate from its path. It moves with a purpose that no one can understand. It does not head for the hegemony's capital world. It does not target their industrial centers. It does not attack their starbases. It ignores them completely. Its path is a perfectly straight line, a line drawn through systems that have been fought over for generations. These are the contested zones, the bleeding edges of empires. For centuries, the hegemony and their rivals have waged war here. Billions have died for control of these star systems. They are graveyards of fleets, monuments to ambition. Now, the ghost ship sails through them. It is not conquering. It is not destroying planets. It passes by inhabited worlds without acknowledgement. It simply moves along its chosen path. The line it carves is absolute. Its presence is enough to end all conflict. The fleets of warring empires fall silent as it passes. Hegemony patrols give it a wide berth. The rival powers do the same. No one dares to challenge it, not after what happened to the squadron. The ship's humming tone is the only law in these sectors now. It is a presence that quiets the guns. It brings a strange, terrifying peace. A local governor, seeing the ship pass, sends a message to his superiors. It does not fight. It just is. And that is enough. The line it is drawing becomes clear. It is not random. It is a new border, a new boundary. It separates the great powers. It cuts through their disputed territories. It creates a vast, empty space between them. A no-man's land enforced by a single, ancient vessel. It does not conquer worlds. It creates a new map, a new reality, a new path for the galaxy. One forged in silence and a single, forgotten power. Star charts become useless. The maps that have guided ships for centuries are now relics. The ghost ship's path is the only line that matters. It is a new feature of the galactic landscape. A wall that cannot be breached. The cartographers work in a state of controlled panic. They are trying to map the unmappable, to define a border made of pure dread. Their nightmare is a simple, straight line. The ship's course is plotted. It extends across thousands of light years. It slices through the territories of a half-dozen major powers. It is a scalpel cutting through the heart of the galaxy. The old alliances and rivalries are thrown into chaos. Regions that were once strategic backwaters are now on the front line of this new reality. A joke starts to circulate among the map makers. Our job used to be about exploring stars. Now we just draw a line and write, "Here be dragons." The economic impact is immediate. Trade routes are severed. Supply chains are broken. Worlds that depended on interstellar commerce are isolated. The ghost ship does not care. It follows its path. Its purpose is beyond mortal concerns like economics or politics. It is an act of cosmic engineering, and it is redrawing the map of the stars with every silent kilometer it travels. The old charts are burned, new ones are drawn, and on them a single stark line is marked. The path of the ghost, a scar on the face of the galaxy. In the shadowed corners of the galaxy, a signal is sent. It is ancient and subtle. It is received by a faction long thought dormant, the acolytes of the Elder Ones. They are a people who have watched the rise and fall of empires. They have kept the old knowledge. They remember the silent empire. They remember the stories of the Indomitus. They were not myths to them. They were prophecy. They see the path the ship is carving. They understand its purpose. It is not an act of war. It is an act of creation, a forced separation, a quarantine. The Elder Ones, as they call their long-lost ancestors, had foreseen this. They knew the younger races would fight. They knew they would threaten the balance of the galaxy. The Indomitus was the failsafe. The final argument, the whispers of the Elder Ones turn to urgent debate. Their own worlds are in the path of the ship. They are a peaceful people. They have taken no part in the wars of the younger races. But the ship's line is absolute. It does not distinguish. An envoy is chosen, a woman of great wisdom and courage. Her task is impossible. She must approach the ghost ship. She must plead for her people. She must ask the unmoving to move. She travels in a small, unarmed vessel. It is a speck of dust next to the battleship. She approaches with respect and with a deep, ancestral fear. While the hegemony reels in shock, others see opportunity. The Cathar Confederacy, a rival empire, sees a chance to strike. The hegemony's fleet is in disarray. Their morale is broken. The Cathar have long coveted hegemony territory. The ghost ship has created the perfect diversion. Their Grand Marshal, a cunning and ruthless leader, gathers his war council. The hegemony is paralyzed by a ghost, he declares. Their shield is down. Now is the time to strike. But some of his commanders are hesitant. And the ghost ship? One asks. It is on a straight path. It ignores all else. We will strike where it is not, the Marshal replies. We will let this ancient weapon clear a path for our own glory. It is a bold, dangerous plan. The Cathar begin to gather their full strength. The Second Fleet is mobilized. It is the largest military force assembled in a generation. Hundreds of capital ships, thousands of support vessels, a tide of steel and ambition. Their target is not the ghost ship, not at first. Their target is the weakened hegemony. They plan to launch a massive invasion, to seize key systems while the hegemony is distracted. But the Grand Marshal has a secret, secondary objective. Once the hegemony is broken, he will turn his fleet upon the ghost ship. He believes its power is a trick, a single powerful weapon that can be overwhelmed. He will destroy the legend, and his own name will become the greatest in the galaxy. The Second Fleet jumps into the void. Their engines burn bright with arrogance. They are heading for a battle of titans. The Cathar Second Fleet is a magnificent and terrifying sight. It moves through space like a glittering storm. The Grand Marshal stands on the bridge of his flagship, the pride of Cathar. He watches the fleet advance. His strategy is simple: overwhelming force. He will crush the hegemony. Then he will turn his attention to the ancient battleship. But he miscalculated. He assumed the ghost ship's path was predictable. He assumed it was not aware of him. As the second fleet prepares to enter hegemony space, the ghost ship changes course. For the first time, it deviates from its perfect line. It turns to face the Cathar fleet. It moves to intercept them in deep space, far from any planet or star. The single humming tone it broadcasts changes pitch. It becomes lower, a growl that vibrates across the comm channels. The Grand Marshal is surprised, but he is not afraid. So the ghost has teeth, he says with a smile. Good, we will pull them. He gives the order. All ships, engage. Destroy that relic. The Cathar fleet unleashes its full fury. A wave of energy and missiles surges toward the lone battleship. It is a display of power that could shatter a continent. The ghost ship meets the storm head-on. It does not fire a single weapon. Instead, its dark hull begins to glow. Faint lines of blue light trace patterns across its surface. The patterns are complex. They shift and change like living things. The resulting conflict is a spectacle of light and shadow. A battle scene across a dozen stars. The sky on nearby worlds shimmers with the distant, silent flashes of war. The Cathar fleet's first volley strikes the glowing patterns on the hull. The energy does not explode. It is absorbed. It flows into the blue lines. The battleship seems to feed on the attack. It grows brighter. The humming tone deepens. The Grand Marshal watches in disbelief. His fleet's greatest weapons are making the enemy stronger. Impossible, he whispers. His confidence begins to crack. This is not a battle of weapons. It is a battle of physics, and his side is losing. The battleship reveals its true weapon. It is not the pinpoint shot that erased a squadron. That was a warning. This is its ultimate power. The blue lines on its hull pulse with energy. The energy it absorbed from the Cathar attack. A wave of force expands from the ship. It is not a destructive wave. It does not carry heat or radiation. It is a wave of pure spatial distortion. The fabric of the universe itself is its weapon. As the wave passes over the Cathar fleet, ships begin to change. Their dimensions shift. A cruiser is stretched, becoming long and thin like a needle. A destroyer is compressed into a perfect dense cube. The changes are silent. They are absolute. The ships are not destroyed. They are remade. Their crews are still inside, trapped in vessels that no longer obey the laws of geometry. Their engines are useless. Their weapons cannot fire. They are twisted sculptures of metal and fear. The Grand Marshal watches in horror from his flagship. The wave is approaching. He screams at his navigator. "Get us out of here! Jump! Now!" But it is too late. The wave touches the pride of Cathar. The bridge around the Marshal contorts. The star field on his view screen folds in on itself. The ship is not torn apart. It is turned inside out. It becomes a monument to a failed ambition. The battleship does not destroy ships. It alters space itself. It rewrites the rules of reality to achieve victory. The battle, if it can be called that, is over. The great Cathar Second Fleet is no more. It has become a fleet of grotesques, a silent, twisted art installation in the void. The ghost ship hangs in the center of its creation. Its hull is dark once more. Its humming tone has returned to its steady, rhythmic pulse. It has proven its point. There is no power in the modern galaxy that can challenge it. The fighting ends, and in its place, a new order is born. The path the ship was carving is now complete. It is a vast, circular buffer zone, a domain of enforced peace separating all the major empires. The hegemony, the Cathar Confederacy, a half-dozen other powers, they are all now separated by this immense, empty space. The line on the map is now a circle, a wall that no one dares to cross. The ghost ship has redrawn the galaxy not with fire, but with an unassailable authority. The new map is distributed. It is accepted without protest. The empires, humbled and terrified, pull their fleets back. They respect the new borders. The endless wars for territory are over, not by treaty, not by negotiation, but by the will of a single, ancient machine. A new era of stability begins, an age of cold, quiet peace, a peace born of fear. But it is peace nonetheless. The envoys from the Elder, one's descendants, watch from a distance. Their plea was not needed. The ship has spared their worlds. Its logic was absolute, not cruel. It has created a new order for all. The ghost ship takes up its new station. It does not leave. It does not power down. It begins a silent, endless patrol. It moves along the inner edge of the buffer zone it created, a solitary guardian for the new peace. Its path is slow, methodical, a constant reminder of its power, a warning against future wars. It becomes a fixed point in the new star science, a star that moves. Pilots on long-haul routes see it sometimes, a dark shape against the bright star fields, a silent watcher in the deep. They do not approach. They simply watch in awe and in gratitude. The ship that was once a terror is now a symbol of stability. A joke becomes popular in the quiet cantinas of the Outer Rim. What's the difference between a hegemony cruiser and the ghost ship? The cruiser has an expiration date. The ship never communicates. It never reveals its origins or its ultimate purpose. It simply is. A sentinel, a warden, a watcher. It has redrawn the map of the stars. It has ended the age of empire. And now, it ensures the peace. Your watch station is quiet again. But the silence is different now. It is not empty. It is watchful. You look at your screen, at the single, steady signal of the ghost ship on its endless patrol, the guardian of the new, lasting peace. You are a watcher on the edge of the void. And for the first time in your life, the void feels safe.